Hi and welcome to Fall Asleep with Henrik. I am Henrik and you're sleepy, and it is what it is. What happens, happens. And right now, there is nothing we can do. So let's begin. Hello, sleepy. Hi and welcome back to my humble abode. I'm Henrik and you're sleepy, and this is just the way that it is. And I'm going to talk and you're not going to do anything. You're just here to do whatever, I think it helps if you just think of it as this game that we play where I am your friend and I'm just going to talk about whatever, and you can let your mind drift. You can think about other stuff. You don't really even need to listen to exactly what I say if you don't want to. Of course, if you want, you can do that. I'm going to try to just be interesting and say cool, smart stuff. But I won't succeed because I haven't prepared and I'm not a very bright person. So I'm just me, and I'm just here to talk unscripted, unfiltered, raw. So I thought, anyway, I said that I didn't prepare, and I don't, but I thought that maybe today I could tell you a story. It's been a few episodes now where I talk very personal about stuff that goes on in my mind, and sometimes I like to spice it up a bit, talking about stuff that doesn't really concern me in any immediate sense, although of course everything I say comes from me in some way or another. But I thought I'd tell you a story, and you'll have to bear with me because I think that me telling stories in English is harder than just speaking from my own personal experiences. I tend to digress. Anyway, so I'm going to tell you something that I will come up with as we go. Maybe it will be about a girl called Maya. Maybe she's pausing right now, catching her breath. Ahead of her is a cabin buried in snow and silence with log walls. And it's the middle of the night. The log walls are silvered, not just by snow, but also moonlight and age. The roof is sagging with moss and frost and snow, and there's no smoke coming from the chimney or anything. There's no light in the windows. It's almost like a photograph, It's almost like time as nature itself during this winter hour had frozen. And Maya, perhaps she approached slowly You know the sound when boots crunch through snow? Have you ever been in a forest at night, Sleepy, in the winter time? I'm not sure where you are in the world, and of course you have different experiences of winter. The type of winter of which I speak is, of course, something that is common in the Nordic northern hemisphere, but not so common in other places. So maybe this is exotic. For me, it's 6 months a year, snow and freezing. But if you've ever been in a snow-covered forest, you know that the silence is almost eerie. You can hear everything that goes on within you, because the sounds from without, from outside your body, the sounds from the forest itself, there are none. There are no sounds. The snow, God. Okay, so today I apparently am not very good at speaking the Queen's English. Am I ever, though, good at speaking English? It's hard when I improvise, and it's even harder when I try to be, making up stories. I try to sound like from a book, and that's even harder because I've read a lot of books in English, but when it comes to speaking like one of them, I am clueless. But then again, it's okay because it's part of the concept here. What you hear is what you get, and you don't really need to listen. So common in a Swedish winter forest is pine trees, like heavy pine branches, heavy with snow all over the road. And maybe Maya have, or is it past tense? Maybe Maya had a notebook that she clutched to her chest. And inside it were pages of notes about this man, Eric the map maker. And maybe he lived in this cabin. I don't know. Maybe that's why she was there, to meet this map maker Eric. And so she raised this gloved hand, and she knocked on the old door, and there was this snow-covered, well, if you've ever had like mittens on, made from a certain type of knitted wool, then snow tends to stick to them as it melts. It gets like lumps of snow, and the mittens get really heavy from water. And that sound when snow-covered mittens knock on an old wooden door, that is a very distinct sound. And for a long moment, nothing happened. And then you could hear the floorboards from within the cabin started making noise.